Alright guys, what's up party people?
What's up, what's up? This is your man G Money.
That's right.
And today, episode 18, way back when, blog 40 years of hip hop.
That's right. And today party people, I have one of my picks. I had to fight for this one because G Money over here did not think that it was worthy of a spot, but it is. So today I bring you guys Lighter Shade of Brown with a classic cut called Hey DJ. Only here on 40 Years of Hip Hop.
Hit it. Hey DJ, Lighter Shade of Brown, from the album Laying in the Cut, 1994.
Alright guys, our first section, Originality. I had to ask myself, how is this track original?
Why was it picked? First of all, we gotta ask ourselves, or we gotta ask Mr. Run.
Because I will tell you why it's original. If you go back to the 90s, there was not a good Latin presence in the hip hop community. And the ones that were there, again, if I go down my list very quickly, you had Kid Frost, who was already an OG.
Melo Mayonnaise.
Oh, Mentirosa, yeah.
That was the commercial side.
Yeah.
For the ladies.
Cypress Hill, you know, with all that blunt smoke.
They were starting Cypress Hill.
Yeah, they were still at their beginning. Pun was around.
And just for reference, Melo Mayonnaise was part of Cypress Hill, I think.
Yeah, for like one day.
For 1 day.
For like
That's
one
prior
day.
the first album came out. You went the pop sound, the pop direction. You went for the hits with Mentirosa.
And he never came back because we never saw Melo Mayonnaise after that.
No.
I think he was the Mentiroso. Anyways, and again, we had a few that stayed, you know, like AZ and Nori from Capone and Noriega.
And I think we had something like the Booyah Tribe.
Oh!
Huge.
Yo! Okay,
I don't know what
so
origins they were, if they were Mexican or after
yeah.
that, but
They
I know
actually,
these guys.
first of all, one, you're a true nerd, okay?
I'm a purist, that's not my fault. You know,
I think that your level of purity is quite high today, Mr. G Money, because I do remember the Booyah Tribe, and they were, at that time, I think they were even more alternative than like really hip hop. But yes, and those guys were like hardcore gangsters.
That's true.
Hardcore. They got no love from no one.
No. For originality.
So for originality, I give this track a 3. Okay. For the main reason that, okay, it's a nice dancey poppy track, but I really like the fact that they're already, now in 1994, and party people, they're already giving props to the previous generation of rappers, which were from the 80s, which were at that point considered old school, right?
But everything prior to 92 was old school in 94. Because in 92, you saw the big difference in the genre of rap, the way of rapping, the flowing. You like cats like Wu-Tang coming out, Nas. So at 92, it was considered old school. After 92 was the new school. You had the NONS, leaders of the new school. Okay. And me too. If I give it a 3 for originality.
Okay, that's fine.
Because giving props to the old school at that time in 94, that was really good. And for young cats like them to pay respect to the elders, I love that. And they took Chicano rap to a softer level in acceptance because it was not gangster, commercially acceptable. So that's a good thing.
All right.
Delivery and flow. What would you rate about that? What would you say?
Well, first of all, it's not about their lyrics, because I think that their lyrics, even their delivery, their cadence, it's not groundbreaking. It's not bad, okay, but it's nothing.
It's less than
it's nothing to go crazy about. However, what I do enjoy is the topic. Okay, so again, they're from LA.
Yeah.
They could easily just get on the the bandwagon, and no.
Kind of style of rap, hardcore rap.
Exactly. I feel that they stayed true to themselves. That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's how I was able to relate to them. I'm not a Chicano, but to me,
not from LA, and
I'm not from LA. I am supporting the Raiders.
Yeah. We expected
my favorite NFL team.
We expected like gangster lyrics. They're from the hardcore in the city, but that's not what they came out. And they came out to chill. And they did that in LA, a hip hop group that said, "Yo, let's just lay back and
exactly."
Chill.
It wasn't political.
No.
There was no gang-related violence. Just a big what's up to the old school, and that's in 1994. And I do have a little hip hop quotable, courtesy of course, Genius.com. Okay. So, again, no more disco fever. John Travolta finished what he started. Walking down the street with your ghetto blaster bumping and thumping break beats, always the urge to rap something. So to me, I thought like it was like, hey, it reminded me of this really old school. When I was walking down the street,
no rhyme,
and I think it's cool that they're giving props to that,
And also, they had cool names for two rappers. One was called One Dope Mexican, and the other one was Don't Try to Xerox. So don't try to bite his style.
Well,
yeah, but it wasn't no much style to bite. So
I could definitely say that the names are odd. Okay, One Dope Mexican. Okay,
But you see, me, what did you rate it out of overall?
Oh, for
lyrics and flow.
The lyrics, I give it a 3.5.
Wow, he's generous today. Me, I give it a 2.
Oh, come on!
You know
why don't you give him a 5?
No.
Why don't you give him a 5? That's what you do.
I don't do 5s all the time. I gotta give props where props is due. But on this one, for 94, it was really poor lyrics, Like, as a quotable, what I find best was walking down the street with your ghetto blaster pumping and thumping break beat always urge to rap something. Nowadays you got a new type of flavor, asserting rap behavior. Like Shane returns the favor.
I just quoted that.
It's not the same. Oh, I didn't notice that. We had the same lyrics, party people.
So you actually had 2 bars more than me,
but to show you that's what the most
that's what stood out from the song.
So it's really poor for 94. That's why I give it a 2, people.
How about the production?
For this, I was more generous. I went with a 3.5 because nothing exceptional. The sample and the beat is pretty much a clone of the original song by World Supreme Team.
Not really. There's some bass to it.
Yes, but the ground bass of the beat, that's what you recognize. If it wasn't for that sample, and sometimes when people sample stuff, they don't recognize a sample, it's hard to decipher. But for this one, it was so obvious. That's what made this song had an appeal. If not, imagine it was another beat. That song would have never made your top. You will have never bumped your head to it. The sample helped the song,
I have to agree with the G Unit because on the album, I like to listen to albums. There are different versions. And the original version, which is called the radio edit, the beat is not the same.
It's not the same appeal, I'm sure.
It is not appealing, my friend.
At all.
It is not appealing. And it's true that beat, that sample, helped a lot.
That's why for that version, ODM and Kenny Dope Gonzalez, the producers, they help with that,
Nope. Nope.
That's not
nope,
them?
That's not them.
Oh.
Kenny Gonzalez is actually the producer, the guy that did the original track.
Oh, the radio edit.
The radio edit. Okay. And he's actually one half of Masters at Work.
Oh,
the house crew.
The house crew?
Yeah,
so
the house music.
Crazy of who sample.
That's right.
That's what they wrote when I talk about
and actually, you're right. And when I was like, who sampled, they got that one wrong. Unless they got like the name of the song, because the real one, Hey DJ Radio Edit, is produced by Louis
ODM.
No, yeah.
The other guy was called ODM. And because, okay.
No, ODM is one dope Mexican. That's what
that's what it means. One dope Mexican, okay.
Yeah.
So Kenny Gonzalez, the guy from Masters.
Exactly. Kenny Dope Gonzalez. That's his name, yeah.
He's the one that made the radio edit?
The radio edit, which is not great.
This is not good, okay.
Yeah.
So you see, that's why we show you a good example of how hip-hop's history is so complicated and sometimes inaccurate. So there's so many information out there, so we have to try to package it all in and get the right information.
That's right, that's right.
So that's why we're back with Blog. We're here to help you focus on that.
That's right. And actually, the real producer of the version that I truly enjoy is this guy called Robert Gutierrez, which I've never heard of.
Okay, me too.
But hey, you know what?
But at least he used the two samples perfectly.
Yeah, he did.
By world's famous Supreme Team in '84, the sample, and he also sampled "Rappers Delight" by the Sugar Gang.
Yeah,
1979 hits.
That's right. So I gave it a 4.
A 4. Yeah, that's good. 2.5. We went not too much on.
Exactly.
Or one of the rare times.
Yeah.
As for relevance, longevity. That's one of the hardest things to judge. That's what can break or make a song.
I agree with you, my man. I agree.
The only thing relevant is that it was included on the soundtrack, the 1994 movie Mi Vida Loca, aka My Crazy Life in English. It was a movie that centers on the plight of young Mexicanas and Chicanas, the ladies, and their male counterparts growing up in the Echo Park section of LA. And it was a nice, interesting movie if you want to know what was the Latin side, mostly on the girls' point of view. You know, he was at those gangs, the gangsters.
The guy, we're getting like a male point of view.
That's right, but I was the girls, and I was at a soft time for romantic movies, me, even as a hip-hop purist. And a romantic. You know, any gangster, any thug had his Bonnie and Clyde, like Tupac said, you had your side chick, you know? And you got a view of the girls, how they related and had to deal with all that violence and negativity and being around the men. And in that movie, you had a young Selma Hayek in one of her first appearing roles, you know?
I thought she appeared in From Dusk Till Dawn.
No, that was like her main role. That's how she actually spoke and she had a character. Okay. Over there, she was like in the background, like one of the gangs.
Supporting cast? Okay.
No, far more than supporting cast. She was like in the gang of girls, one of them girls, you know? Okay. So she said like, fuck you, something like that. So that's about it, you know? So since we're movie fanatics, that's why we know this stuff. And to me, it couldn't top the original song by World Supreme Team. You should use a sample that obvious, you know. So it's like 85% of the song is the sample, you know. So you have to be on par on top it, you know. So even though the original didn't have much lyrics, so they didn't do better, you know. So
they did a little better.
Yeah, because in '94 they had no choice. They had better language.
That is 10 years later.
You know, so it had to be on top with the era, but it was still comparable. So I give it a 2.
Okay. I'm actually okay. So as for me, relevance, longevity. Is this song still relevant today? I can only tell you that on a personal level, because even in 1994, I didn't know a lot of people that bumped Lighter Shade of Brown.
It's because you saw the video played on MTV. You had no choice. So not even MTV. I think Rap City.
Rap City.
Because they had
music.
They didn't have that much rap video, so they played like anything.
No, so that's also the thing, which in Canada, which kind of like made us really open to hip hop culture because it did not play a lot. No. So we had like these little pockets. These little slots of, of either video shows or radio shows that played hip hop. So we absorbed all of it.
All of it. It was like an hour a week. It's like the beginnings of Video Music Box with Ralph McDaniel.
Yeah.
It was like once a week, It was
but we didn't have that.
I'm referring because I used to go to the States. And that's when I used to watch and record Video Music Box. And when I came back in Canada, I had like footage for the whole summer.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I had like 10 hours of videos, and at school I would charge people to come and see. We met in the room, and people could see I had the hookup, So
of course you did. Of course you did.
So that's why. For me, I give it a 2.
Okay, yeah. So as for me, I give it a 2.5. It did. When I listen to Lighter Shade of Brown, I still bump that track. I still mess with them. And
for you, it's nostalgia because if somebody nowadays had to pick one of the 2 ADJs, everybody would go with this whole Supreme Team from '84.
Probably.
It was more bumpy, more party,
probably
more appealing to everyone, than this one. That's why.
Probably, but yeah.
That's about it. So let's jump to Impact.
Actually, no. I still have one more little thing. So on the second thing that I wanted to say.
So he's gonna justify the 0.5 that he gave more than me.
Hell yeah, I will. Because I just want to say that this song is definitely like an homage to the elder cats, and for me, when certain rappers from the new generation, they come up and they publicly say that they don't know, they can't tell like a Biggie lyric, or Pac wasn't a decent rapper, or you can't even name like a Pac song.
That's to total ignorance.
That's disrespectful.
Yep.
And I'm not saying all. I'm saying some of them young cats should take example on Lighter Shade of Brown and pay respect to your elders. For one day, you shall be old as well. And when your stuff gets to be labeled at old school, you are going to appreciate when the newer generation recognize your skills.
Like us, like Ron, recognize the song, so it's gonna be part of the cycle.
That's right.
So, powerful Impact.
Boom from the cannon.
This too, it's a killer or a winner. As for a review, that's the hardest one, I think. And for Impact, the only thing I see, it paved the way to Mexican rappers commercially on Airplay with that song. Give him the chance to be heard, because back then, with Kid Frost and that was just played in the ghetto or underground radio shows. They had no mainstream, Airplay. So for that, I give it a 2.
So, I give it a 2 as well. For the simple reason that, like I said, when the album came out, nothing charted. Actually, barely anyone knew Lighter Shade
that was the most chartable song, I think, ADJ.
Yeah. If there was one that could have went up the charts, it would have been...
Because they had another 8 prior to that, but it was almost the underground.
Homies.
Homies, that's it.
Homies.
It wouldn't chart as this because it dealt more with the gang relations. It's like my homies, you could be in a gang or not, but my homie, what's a homie? Yeah.
On a lighter note, one of the members of Lighter Shade of Brown, Bobby Ramirez, aka Don't Try to Xerox, actually passed away.
Rest in peace.
At the age of 46. Not that it matters. It's not gonna give them a higher grade. You still get a 2 for impact.
Pay respect, so.
Alright, so let's take a look for our final ratings.
For originality, I came out with a 3.
3 as well for myself. And delivery, which consists of lyrics and flow, I give it a 3.5.
I give it a poor 2, sadly. And for production and beat, don't hate. I give it a 3.5.
For production, I felt it was worthy of a 4.
And relevance?
Relevance, I tried, Lottie Shade Brown, I tried. I can only come up with a 2.5.
Me, I came up with a 2.
Of course. Just give it a 5, man. Come on.
5's not easily. And for impact, I came out with a 2. That's the best I could come up to.
As for me, I gave it a 2 as well. For a grand total of 60%. Okay. So that means every day I'm hustling.
Me, it came out with a 12.5 out of 25. That gives you a 50%. You played yourself.
You played yourself. Alright, party people, we are coming to the end of the show. First of all, thanks for watching.
So please comment on the website.
That's right.
Thumbs up.
Give some thumbs up. Better yet, share it with your friends.
Yes.
Subscribe.
Talk about it.
That's right. Subscribe if you don't want to miss any episodes.
And don't forget, you can always hear the other podcasts.
That's right. On iTunes and on Spotify.
Thanks.
Peace, and we out.